How's it going, guys? Nintendo Enthusiast here. Today I wanted to talk about some Wii U games that still haven't made it over to Nintendo Switch. Now, we know Nintendo loves porting its Wii U first-party titles to Nintendo Switch, mainly because they've been finding a whole new audience on the Switch platform and just selling like bonkers insane. However, there are a handful of games that we still haven't got on Switch yet. And today, that's what I want to talk about, so let's jump on in. Now, the most obvious two of the bunch are The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD and The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. It's pretty weird that we haven't gotten these games yet, and my only guess is that Nintendo is waiting to release these games for next year during the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series. Now, will Nintendo go over and above and give us Skyward Sword HD or the Zelda 3DS games in HD? That would be great. I'm not sure, but I think one for sure thing we're going to see on Switch, sooner or later, I would guess next year, is Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Now, there's not much else I can really say about these games that hasn't already been said 100 times, except for the fact that I loved Twilight Princess. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. I think it had the best temples, the best puzzles, and I liked its more mature art style. Now, Wind Waker, obviously amazing, probably my second favorite Zelda game of all time, right behind Ocarina of Time. It has aged like a fine wine in the graphics department, especially since it got a bit of a makeover on Wii U. It looks even better than it did before, and it's just awesome. So now, anyway, on to the next one. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. This is one Wii U game that I never got around to playing, but from the looks of it, it looks like a really unique horror title. First off, you have to use a camera to take out ghosts, which is pretty interesting. You can upgrade the camera, the environments look really creepy and eerie, and based on the review that RGT85 did on this channel way back in the day, apparently the sound design is very good as well. And lastly, on Maiden of Blackwater, it's pretty random, but I always thought the character models in this game looked really awesome, and the water effects look really impressive as well. I don't have much else to say on this game because I haven't played it yet, but I'll be sure to link RGT85's review from this channel back in the day at the end of this video. Next up, we have Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, if you've been following the channel, then you know that my first time ever playing Xenoblade Chronicles was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 last year, and I actually beat it in early 2020. I absolutely adored that game, from its characters to its presentation to its soundtrack. Oh my god, it was so good. I liked it so much that I ended up picking up the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 earlier this year, and I beat that game in like a week, and I loved it as well. So Xenoblade Chronicles is officially one of my favorite Nintendo series now, and I've never played Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, of course, I have a Wii U, so I could technically pick it up and play it on there, but I just have a feeling it's gonna come to Switch and they're going to add a bunch of quality of life changes and fixes, which is probably what this game needs, because it did catch some flack from reviewers back whenever it came out about it just being a little too bloated and confusing. I think if they streamline things a little bit, it could be a way better experience, and I'm gonna wait until I can play that version. But if it doesn't show up on Switch in the next like 2 years, I'm just gonna end up playing it on Wii U. I just cannot wait any longer. As for the last few games, I would love to see NES Remix 1 and 2 come to Switch. I never got around to playing these on Wii U or 3DS, and they always looked like a lot of fun. In my opinion, they look like perfect games to add to the Nintendo Switch online subscription. I think adding those on there would probably get a lot of people excited. But that's all I got to say today, guys. The main games I would want on Switch: Xenoblade Chronicles X, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, and Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Are there any Wii U games that you would love to see on Switch that haven't made it over yet? Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. And if you're feeling really generous, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.